Run as different user and elevate. Within Windows Explorer, I can right-click on an executable file and pick Run as Administrator, which will launch the selected process with elevated privileges, or I can shift right-click on the executable file and click Run as Different User, specify the username and password, which will launch the process with standard privileges using the specified user context. How do I run as a different user and run in an elevated context? A perfect example of this would be opening an elevated command prompt using a different user context than the currently logged in user.
I don't think such an option exists. As a workaround, you could start the command line as an admin and execute the following command to run the command line with admin privileges as the other user. runos/netenly/user yarusa cmd.x.
You can do it through PowerShell.
Yes, Sexic absolutely does this. The following example works cleanly on Windows 8.1. Run the command prompt as administrator, then
I notice this is a very old question, but the given answers are not ideal and it's already been necrowed. All the existing answers require typing archaic commands and knowing the exact path to your executable. An ideal option would make this possible using the same process you already use for privilege escalation. If you have a non-home edition of Windows, Vista through 10, you can use the Security Policy Manager to make it prompt you to give your password whenever elevation occurs. It also gives you the option to select a completely different user and enter their password, which will cause the elevated process to run as them. Simply open the Start menu and type sipol.msc and hit Enter to launch it, if it's available. You're looking for Local Policies and GT, Security Options and GT, User Account Control Column Behavior of the Elevation Prompt for Administrators in Admin Approval Mode, and GT, Prompt for Credentials. Vista has a similar option that doesn't mention Admin Approval Mode, but it does the same thing. I think this is a much more natural option than the others offered here and is rather reminiscent of sudo on Nix. But if your edition of Windows doesn't include sipol.msc, you will have to do some registry hackery to enable it.